Find your seat on the floor or in a chair. And I just want to talk about Aparigraha today. And this is the fifth Yama. So if you've been following along for the last 4 weeks, we have done the first 5 Yamas. First 4, and this is the 5th one. So, I'd like to start with reading the sutra on Aparigraha. So the sutra reads, for 2.39, Aparigraha Dhairye Janmaka Tamta Sambodha. And this translates as, according to Iyengar, when one is steady and living without surplus possessions and without greed, one realizes the true meaning of one's life, and all life unfolds before one. So you may have heard Aparigraha described as non-greed or non-grasping. So this sutra is all about letting go of the things that we hold on to. Aparigraha itself means not everywhere grasping, and that can mean like material possessions, the things we get attached to materially, but it also can be clinging to our identities. So for example, I am a physical therapist, I am a yoga teacher, I am a woman, and all of these things that we start to define ourselves as in this lifetime. So the sutra says that happiness and finding our inner peace and joy has nothing to do with these kind of possessions and identity, and that becoming free of these things is very liberating. So one example of feeling this is like when we travel or we move and everything is new, and we can sort of like reinvent ourselves and let go of our past identities. And some people might feel this when they downsize or get rid of a lot of their clothing and things that just take up a lot of time and space in our minds that we have to take care of. That can feel very liberating. So today's practice, I focused it around a lot of hip opening, because I think that sometimes we tend to hold things heavily in our pelvis. So I wanted to open up the pelvis and open up the chest to sort of give some more space to ourselves. Okay, so let's get this out of the way, and I hope it doesn't rain. If it does, I guess we're doing yoga in the rain, that's fine. Let's start seated where we are, and let's start with double breath with tension just to get ourselves centered. So we'll inhale twice to the nose and tense everything up. Exhale twice to the mouth and let everything go. Let's do that 3 more times. So you inhale everything in, withdraw the senses inward, and let it go. 1 more time. Good. We're going to start with some seated spine movements. Okay, so let's inhale the chest up, opening through the front body, and exhale round. Tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. So move with your breath really here. Just starting to warm up the spine. Bring your awareness to each vertebrae. You can start to notice where you're feeling tight this afternoon. Good, and come back to center. And let's do some side bending. So place your right hand down on the ground, left arm comes up and over. Let's move with our breath. Inhale to center, exhale over. Really opening up through your side ribs. Next time you're on the right side, hold it for 3 breaths. Relax your neck. Good, and then we'll switch over. Open your chest to the sky. Okay, and back to center. And we'll now do moving twist. So inhale, up tall, exhale, twist. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. And then we'll come to the right and hold for 3 breaths. Each inhale growing taller through the spine. Exhale, twist a little deeper. Good, and then we'll switch. Exhale to the left. Lengthening each vertebrae and wringing it out. And back to center. And let's just walk forward, reach forward, give yourself a nice stretch here and a forward fold. Good, let's walk back up and let's give your other hip a turn. So switch the cross of your legs. And then we'll walk forward again. Starting to feel a little opening in the hips. Good, and then walk back up. And we'll do a little back bend here, opening the chest. Okay, so let's move onto your back. Knees 90-90. And we'll just start with some rocking back and forth. Doesn't really matter how big the movement is. You could start small and get bigger. This is more about just feeling a little free in your movement as we warm up. Good, and then let's place the feet down mat width apart and move into windshield wipers. So bring both knees to the right, and then keeping your right knee down, lift your left knee up and over till you're in that butterfly position, and then the right knee follows. So we're learning how to isolate the hip rotators with this movement. You do the left one first, and then the right one follows. Relax your pelvic floor. Notice the quality of your movement here. Is it smooth, or are there some jaggedy edges? You can gain some information here about your hips. Good, and then just rest with your knees wide open. Let's bring the bottoms of your feet together and rest here for a moment in Supta Baddha Konasana. Place your hands behind your head. Here we're in a nice open pose. Ready to receive and ready to let go. And gently bring your knees back together. And we'll rock and roll on the spine until we come all the way up and over onto hands and knees. All right, let's move into some cat-cow. When you're ready. Good, and let's move into our first downward facing dog. Tuck your toes underneath and lift your hips all the way up to the sky. Let's try something. Come up onto the balls of your feet, really lift your heels, bend your knees, and really shift your chest towards your thighs. And you'll feel your hips come really high. And then, maintaining that height of your pelvis, start to straighten your knees and bring your heels back down to the ground. We'll hold here for a few breaths. Good, and then bring your feet together, lift your right leg up, and then hang it over to open up through your right front hip. And then we'll swing that right foot in between your hands for our warming up lunge. So I'll rock back and forth, really straightening your left knee to get a nice opening across your left hip flexor. Okay, and we'll meet back in downward facing dog. And then let's lift your left leg up and then open up your hips so that your left foot kind of hangs behind you. Good, and then we'll bring your left foot between your hands as we open up through that right hip flexor. Good, and we'll come back to downward dog, and we'll move right into our wide knees child's pose, or Adho Mukha Virasana. Bring your hips down to meet your heels, and then reach your arms forward. And we'll come to center. And let's do thread the needle. So let's lift your right arm up and exhale, thread it through. Do a few breaths here. If you'd like a little extra, you can walk your left foot towards your right hand. You can move with your breath. Each exhale, pushing into the twist. Inhale, giving a little release. And let's switch, gently coming back up to all fours, and we'll open up through the left side and exhale through. Again, you can move your right foot towards your left hand. Using your breath to get deeper into the twist. Notice how on your exhale you can really wring it out. Excellent. And we'll come back to all fours. All right, let's do a little plank to get our cores firing. So we'll just come through middle plank first. And we'll go straight into our side plank. So let's balance on your right hand and shift. So if you'd like, level 1, you can place your top leg down in front of you. We'll reach up and breathe. Good, and let's switch through center and turn over, reach up. Maybe even lifting your hips up to the sky. And release. We'll take a rest, child's pose, knees wide. Let's actually rest in puppy pose. So just shift your hips up to the sky. Knees can stay wide. And reach your arms and really bring your chest down towards the ground. If this is hard on your shoulders, you can always fold your forearms together like this. This is a brilliant chest opener and pelvic floor opener. To really feel that area between your sit bones and your pubic bone and tailbone relaxing, opening as your chest sinks down towards the floor. Let go of anything you're holding here, if it's ready to be released. Okay, so we're going to come up quickly through down dog, and we're going to walk into your Uttanasana, or standing forward fold. And we'll gently roll up to stand. All right, so we're going to move into some more hip opening here. So let's widen your feet and point your toes out. So I'm going to do kind of like a goddess pose series. So bend down into your pelvis. Good. And we're just going to move side to side, just allowing yourself to feel that opening. You can push your thighs back a little bit. Good. And come back up. Bring your arms out to the side as you open your chest. And release. Good. We're going to bend down and place your elbow, right elbow to right thigh, and really reach over. Good. Open your chest to the sky. And then switch. Bring your left to left thigh and reach over. Good, and back to center. We'll bring the arms open into star pose. Open your chest. Exhale, release. Okay, we're gonna go into side angle. So bring your right foot all the way out, left foot faces me, and then bend into your right knee. Okay, and then we'll place your right forearm down on your thigh, and then reach your arm over. Opening up through that left side body. Good, and come back. And we'll swivel your right foot in, left foot out. And we'll bend into your left knee, your left forearm to the thigh, and then reach over. Reaching from your left foot, outer foot, all the way to your left pinky. And we'll come back up. Swivel your feet in. Let's take a break. So bring your feet together. We'll stand in our Tadasana. And take a moment here to breathe. And let's move into our half moon. So let's walk or step your feet out. And we'll rotate the right foot out. And let's bend into that right knee. And so we're going to walk that left foot in a little bit. And you might be here just working on your balance. Or you can move into half moon, which is actually pretty difficult on an uneven surface. Okay. So we're working that left hip up to the ceiling, really open across your front pelvis. Flex your foot back. It's okay if you're wobbly with this pose. This one takes a lot of practice. Good, and then we'll come back into a triangle pose, opening up nicely, and we'll come back to standing. And shift your feet around, left foot out, and we'll bend into that left knee, and then shift your right foot in, and work on shifting your weight into your left foot as you sort of lift your right foot off the ground, and then we'll come into our full Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Really nice hip opener across the front of the hips. I feel it in the groin on my standing leg. Breathe. And we'll just gently bend the left knee, step back into our triangle. Few breaths here. Good, and we'll inhale all the way up and point your toes forward. And let's go ahead and exhale all the way down to our standing forward fold with wide legs. First, just enjoy this nice forward fold. Zipping those kneecaps up to open the backs of your knees. And let's do some twisting here. So we'll come halfway up till your arms are straight. Leave your left hand down right under your nose. And then reach your right arm up. You feel that nice opening in your spine, chest. And gently bend your left knee slightly to shift your weight to your left foot. And then straighten, keeping your weight and evenly on both feet, especially on the left. See what that does. I feel a little more opening in my right hip. Might be different for you. Okay, let's switch. Place your right hand down. Open your left arm up. And shift your weight into your right foot by bending your right knee. And then gently straighten. Keep your head and neck relaxed. And gently come back through center. And we're going to sway into some open lunges. So just bend into one foot and then the other. Just feel that nice opening in the groin. And then we'll come all the way to the right side. So come up onto your toes. You can let that heel come up. The knee kind of points forward, like a toe stand lunge here. And then we'll gently walk the hands out in a diagonal to the left. You can either have your left foot on the ground or you can point the toes up. Excellent. Okay, and we'll go the other way. So if this is hard on your knees or anything, you can just stick with staying up like this, up higher in the air and just getting that nice stretch in the groin. That's totally fine. But if you want to go deep, go to the left side. Now feel this nice stretch here. Lift the chest. And then we'll exhale. Walk the hands on a diagonal to the right. Let go of anything you're holding on to in your pelvis, in your groin. Good, and we'll come back up to forward fold. Just hang here for a moment. We'll do one more twist here. So bring your left hand to your right shin. You can reach your right arm forward. So it's kind of like a thread the needle pose, but in Prasarita Padottanasana, or wide-legged forward fold.
And then switch. Your left arm out straight. Reach your right hand to your left shin and twist. You pull on your shin to get that nice twist. And back through center. Okay. Got a side bend. So let's walk the feet a little bit closer together and we'll roll up. Got a few more standing poses. So we're going to come back into a goddess pose here. We're going to do a little bind. So let's bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm up like we did before, and then reach around your back. Try to reach your right quad. Really open here. Open your chest. Feel the fire in your hip muscles. And let's switch up through center. You can open up your chest a little to receive. And we'll exhale, goddess, and move and open to the left, reaching your right arm up and over, and then reach your right arm around your back. See if you can grab your left thigh, and then twist open. Good, and then we'll inhale up to the star, and exhale, the feet back together into Tadasana. Okay, next one is I call it like chopping wood. So just widen your feet a little wider than hip width apart. And we're going to put our hands together like this with our pointer fingers facing up. And we're going to bring your arms up. And then when you come into a squat, let your hands swing between your legs. So inhale up, exhale down. Sorry. Inhale down, exhale up. That's right. No right or wrong, but I just feel like this right now. Exhaling up. Letting the arms free. Good. And come up. And then we're going to come all the way down into our yogi squat. So feet you can have however comfortable part you want to bring those hips down. And we'll rest here for a moment in Malasana. If you have trouble with this, a good alternative is putting a little rolled blanket under your heels or sitting on a step or a bolster behind you, or just doing this up against the wall with your back to the wall. So you can lift your chest as you let your tailbone drop down. And then let yourself round as you walk forward. Walk your hands forward. And just roll back onto your butt. What time was that? 5:10. Okay. So if you've got your strap, go ahead and grab it. So you're going to come onto your back and do the Supta Padangustasana, or supine hand to big toe pose. So wrap your strap around the bottom of your foot. We'll just go right into it. And if you don't have a strap, you can just hold behind your thigh. point your toes back towards your nose on both feet. Both legs are active here. And if you have a strap, grab both ends of the strap in your right hand. We're going to take your right leg out to the side, and if you'd rather have your knee bent, that's fine too, either way. We just really want to get the opening across the inside of the leg and pelvis with this one. And we'll bring up to center, and you can do a little hip shift to the right if you want, because we're going to come all the way over. So we're coming into our twist. Again, the right knee can be bent or straight. Wherever you're at today is fine. And keep both legs active still. Okay, and we'll bring that leg back through center. And let's switch sides. Release your right leg down. And we'll bring your left foot up into the strap. And open along the back of your left leg. And then hold the strap, both ends of the strap on your left hand, and we'll bring your left leg out to the side. And then we'll bring that leg up, and we'll bring it over into our twist. You can think about lengthening that left pelvis away from you. We tend to want to scrunch it up. And bring your left shoulder blade down to the floor. Come back up. Release. Let's bring both of your knees into your chest. And we'll move into Happy Baby or Ardha Balasana, I believe. So grab the outsides of your feet, or you can wrap around. Either way, pull gently, bring your knees down towards the ground. Nice pelvis opener here. Flex your toes back. And we'll rock and roll on the spine. And we'll come back up to sitting. Sitting frog legs twist. Okay. Okay. So we're going to bring the legs kind of out in a frog position. Your heels and feet are on the ground and your knees are sort of out to the side. And let's twist your left hand to your right shin and open up your right hand to the sky. And then we'll switch. Bring your right hand to your left shin and we'll reach up. Just feel your hips relax. As we open our chests to the sky. And we'll come back through center. And then bring the soles of your feet together and we'll sit in Baddha Konasana. And let's exhale. So if you're here and you have problems rounding in your low back, sit on some height and press behind you to really sit on top of those sit bones. So this might be where you're at today, but if you are already up nicely and your spine is neutral and tall, then you can start to walk forward. Really lead with your chest first as you come down with a flat back and then round over. And we'll walk back up. Okay, and then let's do Janu Shirsasana. So reach your right leg out and bring your left leg in. Foot meets the thigh. And twist so that your chest is facing your right foot. And we'll inhale the arms up and exhale, reach for your foot. Okay, we're going to try something crazy here. So we're going to walk up, place your left foot on the ground, and we're just going to lift up, open the body here, and come back down. Awesome. Okay, let's switch. Left foot forward, right foot in. Twist your body to face your left foot, and we'll exhale. Go for that left foot or left shin. And we'll come up, place your foot on the ground, and we'll just open up the body. Just kind of do what feels good. Open your body up and back down. Let's just shake those legs out. Okay, we are nearing the end here. Okay, so before we end, I just wanted to do a little meditation. So the mudra I have for you today is called the Pushpanjali mudra. So this means gesture of offering flowers. So the hand position is you kind of cup your hands gently until your tips of your pinkies and your ring fingers come together, and your arms rest naturally kind of in front of your navel. So just gently come to your center and feel your breath being directed into your pelvis and into your abdomen. Now visualize that you are sitting at the edge of a stream and you have a whole handful of flowers, petals in your hands, cupped in your hands. And these flowers represent all that you have received along this life journey. All the possessions, the friends, the family, the identities, all the things that you define yourself as or with. So draw to mind anything that you feel some attachment to, a certain possession, a certain identity. Imagine them as these petals of flowers. Hold them with love and with gratitude. And then one by one, toss them into the stream, lightly and with joy. We can be thankful for these things, and we can also let them go lightly. My mantra for today is when I become established in not clinging to identity or possessions, I become enlightened to my true being. When I become established in not clinging to identity or possessions, I become enlightened to my true being. Good, and then just lightly toss the rest of the petals into the stream, and we'll move into our savasana. So just gently tuck your tailbone underneath you and roll on down. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you to open through your chest. Reach one leg out, other leg out. And just let it all go into the ground. Gently bend your knees. Just hug your knees into your chest. Bring one arm overhead and roll to that side. Allow yourself to rest into the earth, just letting go of anything extra that you wish to let go of today. Just directly into the ground. And feel that loving support from Mother Earth. And we're going to keep the head and neck relaxed as you kind of roll forward and use your arms to push up gently to a seated position. We can bring our palms together at the base of the sternum. Draw your shoulders down and back. The light in me honors and sees the light in you. Namaste.